Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here today for this very special show. I've got a great topic to discuss here today, mixed in with some community news that I feel will not only help the people that know about me and are within my community and other communities that seem to continue to follow me for whatever reason, but any community on YouTube can learn from this. There are a lot of great life lessons to learn that I'm going to be presenting here today, so stick around for all of that. But before we get to all of that, first of all, let me make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. I haven't done an in-studio stream for a little while. Let me check out the back end of YouTube, and just waiting for that to pop up here. Give me just a second, please. Yeah. It should be popping up any second. There it goes. And let me also make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. And it looks like it has. And let me do a sound check. Will not only help people that know about me and are within my community and other communities that seem to continue to follow me for whatever reason, but any community on YouTube can learn from this. There are a lot of... All right. All is rolling smoothly. All right. First and foremost, I have not shaved my beard in probably about 3 to 3.5 weeks once again, like I did last month. I'm going to get to shaving it and beautifying it and using the Just for Men and all of that. You know, I'm 50 years old. You're going to have some gray, the gray showing. I don't care. It was good luck for me the last time I let it grow out, for a little while. So I may leave it like this for another few days or a week, but eventually I'll get it all trimmed and beautified, yada, 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 right? So first things first, I just wanted to mention that. Second of all, I've been a little under the weather lately. It was very hot here in the San Francisco Bay Area, and now it's significantly cooled off. It's below 70 degrees. And we have a lot of allergens out here. And I do a lot of hiking and walking and stuff like that. I'm around a lot of allergies. And we have a lot of allergies in our backyard anyway. And with the dogs, they bring in the allergies. So I've been feeling that great for the last week or so, week and a half. I've been a little under the weather, and the allergies have been bothering me. So forgive me if I'm not as lively on this show. I'm going to do the best I can. But that's another reason why I haven't done an in-studio stream in a while. And I've been struggling to get out to the walks. But, between Advil and Dayquil and using some other products that I have, I've been able to do what I've done. But anyway, let's get down to business because there's a lot to talk about here today. Another thing. I want to make it very clear. Who is my content intended for? Who do I cater my content to? I cater my content to the masses. Okay. Anyone can follow my channel and learn a thing or two or three or four or five. It's up to them, right? Okay. I don't cater my content to drama groups on YouTube. I don't cater my content to hateful people. I'm not about, dealing with drama groups and calling out trolls and haters and this and that. I don't really enjoy doing that. But every now and then, you've got to call out the BS because it affects you from getting your regular message out there. And some groups are so good at making things that aren't true appear true. And they're even incentivized by sponsors that further incentivize creators to get that bad message out. So sometimes you've got to call out the BS in order to maintain your integrity and to keep your audience. Other times you're dealing with trolling like you've never seen before, a brand new method of trolling, fake paid support. I've never seen that before. I just ended up dealing with that, and now people are trying to come at me and say I always remove supporters, even paid supporters, and that's not the truth. The truth is that I remove people that violate my rules. No trolling, no attacking, no hating. Even if you're a paid member or you donate, that doesn't mean you're able to troll. I will. Let me make it very clear. I will never, ever, ever, ever accept any amount of money or sell out to any amount of money to allow people to troll me and attack me. I won't. I simply won't. And over the last, I'd say, several weeks or so, I found out that many people that were supporting me here monetarily over the last month and a half or so were fake supporters. I've kind of talked about that through some other streams. I'll touch up on that a little bit later on in this stream during the second part of the show. And then I'll be talking more about, what Don and I plan to do in the near future. And how Don and I feel you should join us here instead of, participating on other channels with mean YouTubers that are going to use you as their form of content. They're going to exploit you as their form of content. And there are many people out here that are being used and exploited for content. But I feel you folks are just not handling it the right way. All you have to do is ignore it and then start following people like Don and I that truly care about everyone in general and come participate in more of a, laid back, down to earth, safe space, right? Anyway, let's get to the topic here and get right to it because there's a lot to go over. And I want to try to get this done within an hour and a half to 2 hours max because then I want to take a little break and then hopefully have the time and energy to go and do another Walking with Purpose stream. I love getting my walks in. I feel so much better when I can get out there and do my walks. The topic of this stream is you must be disciplined to reach success. Plus, join Don and I here instead of mean YouTubers. One more time, the topic of this show is you must be disciplined to reach success. Plus, join Don and I here instead of mean YouTubers. So like I said, I'm going to get to the join Don and I here instead of mean YouTubers part during the second part of the show, and there's a lot to talk about regarding that. I'm going to be reading some community postings that I've taken screenshots of because those channels are currently hidden. There's a lot of supporting stuff I'm going to be discussing to, support what I'm going to be saying during the second part of the show. So stick around for that. But during the first part of the show, I'm going to be discussing, if you want to be successful at anything in life, you've got to be disciplined. You've got to discipline yourself. You've got to be consistent. You've got to stay focused. You can't let, trolls, haters, or other detractors in your life, online and offline, get in the way of your success. And I've got a couple of Reddit postings that I'm going to be going over today. I'm not going to be focused solely on the Reddit postings. I'm going to be more focused on, what I'm saying, here, myself and my mic and the camera and all that. But I wanted to go over this posting regarding discipline. And then during the second part of the show, I have a supporting Reddit posting to talk about the BS stuff on YouTube that will bring some supporting documentation to what I've been dealing with out here for a while, for the last 6 years, that is, and even lately. So anyway, let's go ahead and switch on over to the browser source. Let's do that. There we go. This is from the subreddit r/Jocko podcast. So this guy Jocko is a retired Navy SEAL. And he has a blog, and what he wrote here has so much deep meaning. And I really hope people stick around and listen to this. A lot of people think that this type of content is boring. But even to you drama folks out there, you can learn a thing or two about how to better your life and stop projecting your insecurities on the internet and stop feeling the need to be around drama because your life's in a mess, instead of, joining the more positive group of people that can help you turn your life around. Like, this is not boring. This is actually very well written. And if you don't know what a Navy SEAL is, Navy SEALs, there's only about 2,000 of them in the U.S. Navy SEALs are the elite of all elite armed forces members. Navy SEALs are some of the smartest, strongest, most amazing men or women that this country has has created, I guess. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this here. The title of this Reddit posting is, "To be disciplined, you need to have a purpose." Okay, one more time. To be disciplined, you need to have a purpose. Okay. Now, I've talked about how important having a purpose is. And having a purpose nowadays is not just important for men, it's important for women, because women have been liberated for the last 55 years. Women have equal rights to men. And, women want the opportunities to be just as successful as men, right? So having a purpose is important. And your purpose should be something that defines who you are. My purpose, like I've always mentioned here, is to help people. I love helping people better their lives personally and professionally through personal development, through learning how to have more self-love deep within, just learning to be a better person all around. I also love helping people make better business decisions. I love helping people make better personal decisions based on my past experiences and several mistakes that I made initially, right? So I clearly know what my purpose is, and I'm very disciplined at accomplishing my purpose, because I've been doing this for over 6 years now, and I'm nowhere near where I'd like to be, right? And a lot of people have questioned me, why do you keep doing this after, 6 years? And you've reached some success. I have reached some success, but I haven't reached enough success to, to be able to live off this business alone. I have other income sources. So people are saying, why do you keep doing this? How do you keep doing this after 6 years when you haven't reached enough success to sustain this business and pay your bills with this business alone? That's because I'm disciplined. I'm completely disciplined, and I believe in myself, and I believe in my purpose. So before you're able to discipline yourself and hold yourself accountable to accomplish, whatever your purpose is, you have to have a purpose first that you truly love about yourself and believe in, right? I love doing this. I love doing this for more than just the money. And that's why when I go periods of not making money doing this business, it's been up and down, right? My discipline keeps powering me through because I believe in myself and I believe in my purpose. And I just love helping people in general. And I love sharing my stories because I've made lots of mistakes, and I want people to learn from my mistakes and from my stories. So let's get, let's get, further into this here. Let's get further into this here. The essential difference between successful and unsuccessful people is that successful people can muster up the discipline to pursue long-term projects, and unsuccessful people cannot. Right? Unsuccessful people kind of float through life jumping from thing to thing, never committing to any one project, constantly getting distracted, changing their mind, and making excuses as to why they didn't follow through. I'll give you the perfect example out here on YouTube. Those drama groups, anyone that runs a drama group out here, is just dealing, with a different thing every day, jumping from one thing to the other, jumping from talking about one person to the next. There's nothing consistent about being a drama shit show creator, right? Constantly getting distracted, changing their mind, and making excuses as to why they didn't follow through, right? The reason why these types of creators are going through this is because this is not their purpose. They don't truly enjoy talking shit about people. They do it because it's one of the easiest ways to make quick money. But like I've always said in the past, it's not sustainable long term. Let's continue. Unfortunately, like most animals, humans did not evolve to pursue long-term goals. We evolved to seek short-term prizes, which is why we prefer to jack off or play video games instead of building a skill that not only pays off after months or years. Yeah, a lot of the millennials are struggling with that, right? A lot of people age, I'd say maybe 42 and under, maybe 43 and under. That's like the borderline millennial Gen X right there. Are dealing with this. It seems to be like a cultural thing. Okay. Success comes over the course of time. Success comes from failing constantly and continuing to get back on that horse and pushing through the failures and learning from the failures, right? Lions in the savannah hunt the first zebra they see. They do not make 5-year plans to build sustainable zebra farms, so they will zebras to eat in retirement. I don't understand. That didn't make a whole lot of sense. For this reason, most people only remain focused and disciplined on long-term projects if somebody is forcing them. So yeah, this is what happens. People force you to become disciplined, and they try to get you to do what they think is the right thing for you to do, but only you know what's right for yourself, and only you can discipline yourself. A parent, a teacher, a boss, a coach, etc. Yeah, these are people that hold us accountable, right? But until you can hold yourself accountable and have self-discipline, no one can really help you. Long term, that is. People can get you jump-started and motivate you, but motivation alone is not going to make something sustainable to keep you pushing forward through the tough times where you're lacking success. You need to have discipline. Okay? Very few people have the self-discipline to stick to a long-term project without outside pressure, but people who do commit to such long-term projects are disproportionately successful. Yeah, that's true. It takes time, disproportionately. It happens over the long term and over the course of time. Sometimes many years, sometimes even a decade or longer. There's no exact right time where someone's going to become successful. Even if they do everything right, sometimes things take years to build or decades. And if you don't love what you do and it's not your purpose, you're going to give up. You're not going to fight through the tough times. And there are going to be many tough times. Pretty much anything that brings money, status, recognition, or anything else valuable requires success at a long-term project. Anybody can watch a YouTube video and get excited to start lifting, start a business, or learn some skill. But the challenge is to gut it out through the daily grind. Right. Anyone can motivate you with hype, elevating their voice, getting to you emotionally, right? Anyone can motivate you to start something. But how many of you are going to stick with it? How many of you out there have started something that you got excited about because you saw another YouTube video and you're like, I can do that too, right? And then you do it for a week or two, you don't see immediate results, and then you give up, right? Right? You give up instead of pushing through the tough times and eventually reaching success, right? I think the real reason why people give up is because, if you are going to do something because someone else motivates you to do it, maybe it's something you're not truly passionate about. Maybe it's something that's not truly your purpose, right? I think the main reason why people give up is because they do things that don't involve their purpose. They do things that don't make them happy just to do them, even for free, before the money starts coming in. That's the problem right there. Let me see here. To be disciplined, you must view your subconscious mind like a 3-year-old child that you must bribe, trick, and scare into remaining focused and working hard. Your subconscious mind evolved to only feel motivated to pursue a goal if it sees a clear path to the goal with no uncertainty and no obstacles on the way. Therefore, you must have a plan that convinces your inner 3-old, I think he meant 3-year-old, I guess, that if it works hard, it will get prizes and quickly, right? Well, yeah, you got to have a plan, but your plan has to evolve around your purpose, which is something that you enjoy doing for free. Here's the thing. If you don't enjoy doing something for free, you're not going to be able to sustain trying to build a business off of it to make it profitable. Again, if you don't enjoy what you do and it's not your purpose, you're going to give up long before monetary success is reached. My steps to building discipline. That's the person that wrote this blog that also shared it on Reddit. 1, have a huge goal. Yeah, I have a big goal. I want to change the world, which is not really possible, but it's a huge goal. And even though I know it's not possible to change the world, having that attitude is a positive attitude that keeps me going. It's one of the things that keep me going. Being pretty good at weightlifting is not enough of a goal to motivate yourself. You need to want to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You will probably never be Schwarzenegger, Michael Jordan, or Bill Gates, but the only way to motivate yourself to work your ass off is by shooting for the moon. Right. When I started this coaching business 6 years ago, I went all in. I said to myself, I love doing this. I love talking with people. I love motivating people. I love inspiring people. I love making people feel good. I love uplifting the underdog. I love helping the underdog that's been bullied and harassed and picked on learn to understand their worth and turn their life around, and learn to not let the bullies get to you anymore, and learn to have more self-love and self-respect and value themselves more. Humans did not evolve to be motivated to do something pretty important. We evolved to be motivated to do the most important thing. Yeah, prioritization, right? I can understand prioritizing things, but when it comes to building a business, if you're going to build a business, if you're going to do something for a living to pay your bills, okay, especially if you're working for yourself, you've got to do something based on your purpose that you truly enjoy doing for free beyond the money. If not, you're never going to reach success. And if you do reach success, it'll be short term and it's not going to be sustainable. You're going to go about it the wrong way. Real success takes time, lots of time. I'm in it 6 years and I've got a ways to go, but I'm going to still keep going. And the only way you can feel like the thing you are doing is the most important thing is by setting for yourself a gigantic goal. Your goal should be preferably be one that brings some benefit to you and others and raises your esteem in the eyes of the people who matter. Right, in the eyes of the people who matter, not the trolls and haters. In the eyes of the people who matter, what I do out here inspires, uplifts, and motivates people. It brings positivity to their life. It makes them feel like they're worth it because many other people are telling them they're not worth it, right? So I'm one that said, hey, don't listen to other people that say you're not worth it because they're just projecting their insecurities onto you and they're trying to kick you down to their level as a pathetic attempt to make themselves feel better. Having a huge goal also means setting high standards for yourself. Do everything like you were training for the world championship within reason. That's what I do out here on YouTube. I come out here and I give it my all. I get trolled. I get attacked. I got so much stuff going on, even currently right now. And I'm going to talk more about that during the second part of this show in a respectful and professional way. But I go all out. I treat this business here like I'm training for the Olympics. That's the attitude you need to have or you're going to fail. Good point. Number 2, believe you can achieve that huge goal. Yeah, you got to believe in yourself. First of all, you got to believe in yourself. And it's going to be much easier to believe in yourself when you're doing something that you enjoy beyond the money. This is the hard part. It basically takes delusion, spirituality, and magical thinking because there's no logical reason to believe you can become Michael Jordan or Bill Gates. So you need to tell yourself some story that you believe as to why you can achieve it. Well, if you enjoy doing it for free, and for me, I've been helping people all my life for free. My friends, family members, other people, right? Other coworkers, right? I've always helped people personally and professionally all my life. And that's what motivates me and inspires me to keep pushing forward to grow this business here, even though it's not exactly where I want it to be yet. It helps if you have achieved big goals in the past or seen others in your family, friends, close circle achieve them. But otherwise, you need to generate that feeling on your own. My dad was very successful. I've had success in the past selling insurance. I'm still licensed. I can always fall back to it. I had success in the retail management, retail corporate world. I learned how to manage a business. So yeah, I mean that it does. Your past experience is what this person's saying. Your past experience will help, right? And the more experience you have, the better it's going to be, right? The more experience you have, you take that experience and you stay focused on building your business, in this case, for example, involving your purpose. And if it's not growing at the level you want it to grow fast enough, the fact that you have that experience and you love doing it just for the fact of doing it, besides the money, it'll carry you through until it becomes successful, right? In the 60s, a psychic told Eddie Murphy's grandmother that somebody in her family would be world famous. So everybody in the Murphy family took dancing classes because they thought the psychic might be right. Well, it was Eddie Murphy himself, and he's a hilarious dude. Gotta love Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's freaking funny. I can't prove it, but I would bet $100 that this magical belief that he was destined for greatness probably influenced Eddie Murphy on his path to success. Probably so. Probably so. Well, when he saw his family reacting to, what the psychic told Eddie Murphy's grandmother, he's like, okay, well, my family's doing this. It must be important if everyone in my family is following suit on this, so why don't I follow suit? But then, figure out what I'm truly passionate about and make something of it. And Eddie Murphy enjoyed cracking jokes, enjoyed making people laugh in a very raw and unique way because, before Eddie Murphy, there were only a few people that did what Eddie did. But Eddie Murphy is also African American, and back in those days, there was a lot more, racism to deal with than there is today. Yes, there's still a lot of racism that we're dealing with, but African Americans are much more widely accepted nowadays than they were back in the late 70s, early 80s is around the time where Eddie Murphy started becoming big, early to mid 80s. And then he had an acting career too. Number 3, have a definite, clear routine that gives you little wins. Absolutely. You got to have little wins every now and then. Last month, we had a little win, even though we had a lot of fake support here. We'll talk more about that during the second part of the show. We made more money, had more views and more watch time than ever before. Now, there was a lot of fake support that helped make that happen, but I wasn't aware of that. Other people on YouTube decided to do some dumb shit, and I'll share more about that during the second part of the show, but that's called a little win. We had a little win last month. It's not a big win, it's a little win. A lot of people were trying to make it sound like that's a big win. Eli should be happy, blah, blah, blah. It's a little win. It's a little win. Having one good month and still only making about maybe 15 to 20% of what it would take to make this business sustainable on a monthly basis, that's a little win, not a big win. But it's those little wins that keep pushing you forward to even better those little wins, right? And this month, we're right on track to do the same or a little more than last month. Now, the views have gone down a little bit, but the revenue is still on track. So I call that a little win. And the more little wins you have, they add up to the one big win down the road. If you say to your inner 3-year-old, if you work hard in 5 years, you will look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, the kid will tell you to fuck off. True, because they want instant results. That's the problem, is people want instant gratification. We live in a world of instant gratification. And success comes over the long course of time. Hey, ODN, how are you doing? 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. ODN says Eddie Murphy also enjoys penny snakes. I believe he was caught. Oh, dude. ODN, you welcome, brother. Great to see you here. Oh, boy. You need to reward yourself with little wins that add up to bigger wins that eventually add up to your huge goal. Right, I was saying that in different words. Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Saying we are going to lift weights and get buff is too much uncertainty to your subconscious mind. But if you say we're going to lift 3 times a week and make steady gains, your inner 3-year-old will get excited. Right. So, you basically take it in strides. You set a big goal, but then you say, what am I going to do to get there? How am I going to get buff? How am I going to lose weight? Okay. I got to sit back and say, this is not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week. It's going to happen in 6 months to a year or even longer in some cases, depending on how much weight needs to be lost or how much muscle needs to be gained, right? And you discipline yourself and you commit yourself to a plan and you stick to that. And then you start to see results. If you stick to the plan, you start to see results, and that motivates you to stay more disciplined because you're going to keep seeing better results. I really like what this guy's saying here. You gotta, get those little wins. You're not going to get the big win right away, but the little wins are going to help push you through until you reach the huge goal, like he's saying. Number 4, cut out the bullshit. Amen. Cut out the bullshit. Cut out all distractions, negative people, temptations, and other obstacles to achieving the goal. You need to keep all your focus on the goal, and you can't do that with bullshit in your life. Like these people on YouTube, we'll get them during the second part of the show. These people on YouTube are just a big distraction. They're trying to do whatever they can to destroy my business and destroy any support I ever get. And I've learned how to better handle them. But what I really want is for them to go away. Now, I can't control if they completely go away or not because YouTube's a shared public platform. But if I do respond every now and then to make my audience aware of what's going on, especially if it's affecting my audience, right? And I get right back to focusing on my goal, or if I talk about them in a way that I can incorporate it into accomplishing my goal out here, even better. But yeah, in order to be successful, you got to cut the BS out. In my younger days, I had to cut ties with people that I was friends for a long time because I didn't like the way they were, living their life. I didn't like the route they were taking. It was a distraction for me. It was a disappointment. It was just something, that, again, it was a distraction. I had to remove some people from my life that were affecting me from moving forward for myself. And it's not a selfish thing to do that. Okay. You also have to understand, folks, that sometimes friendships and relationships run their course. Some friendships and relationships will go the distance for life. Some will run their course after 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 years. If you're friends with someone because they're a certain way that you can relate to when you first meet them, but 15 years down the road, they change their tune and you're no longer in alignment with that, you don't have to be friends with them anymore. And removing those people out of your life is going to keep you on track and not distract you from reaching the goals you want to reach, right? Very good point, number 4 there. Very good point. ODN says, what would you recommend for someone who's becoming stagnant and developing atrophy because of their lack of movement behind their keyboard and because they watch too much TV? Well, I have an idea of who you're talking about. But this can go for anyone, man. Get out and exercise. Get out and take a walk every day, right? When you're sedentary, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing when you're sedentary. You got to get up and you got to move around. Because if you don't, all you're going to be doing is eating, watching TV all day, watching YouTube, whatever, right? And you're going to gain weight. You're going to become more unhealthy. So you just got to get out and start walking. The easiest thing to do is get out and start walking. Go to your local park, go to a local walking trail. You don't have to go to a major hiking trail in the woods. And I don't recommend people that haven't hiked those type of trails that go deep into the woods do that right away. You build up to it. You do walks at your park. There are other walking trails. The SF Bay Trail in my area is a great walking trail. It's not really a hiking trail. It's more of a walking trail. Okay. Do that. And that'll get you jump started. And after that, you can amp it up to doing some full blown hikes or other exercising. If you have a treadmill, use your treadmill. If you have an exercise bike, use that. But here's the thing. It's much better to get out and do a walk. And yes, you can go to a gym and use equipment and all that, but the best thing to do is to go out and walk, jog, run eventually. You'll also get, vitamin D from the sun, right? So you won't have to take the vitamin D3 supplements to make up for your lack in vitamin D. People that sit at home and do nothing are lacking vitamin D because that comes from the sun. So, that's what I recommend. Hope it makes sense, brother. Hope it makes sense. Let's continue here. Number 5, scare yourself. Having wins is great, but it is a fact about human nature that we are more motivated by fear of bad things happening than the prospect of good things happening. At the end of each of my videos and live streams, I share a quote from the famous Tony Robbins. And it's one of the quotes that has hit me the hardest, because I respect Tony Robbins probably more than any other coach out there. And I also respect Coach Corey Wayne. I respect them both equally. And Coach Corey Wayne actually used to be a part of the Tony Robbins Foundation, and he used to, or the organization, he used to be very involved and got a lot of coaching and training from Tony Robbins. That's another reason why I like Coach Corey Wayne. But Tony Robbins' quote is, "People will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure." People will do more to avoid pain than they will do to gain pleasure, right? And I used to be guilty of that, and many of you are guilty of that, right? A lot of people on YouTube, instead of tackling your demons, your insecurities, you project your insecurities and trash talk other people instead of dealing with your issues head on. So you're doing that because, you're doing more to avoid the pain of dealing with your trauma, unresolved trauma, than tackling it head on, bettering yourself, and that will gain you pleasure by doing that. People will do more to avoid pain than they will do to gain pleasure. Very good point here to this blog author. In other words, fear is more powerful than hope, so you need to scare yourself into working when you are not motivated by the prospect of wins. It is hard to scare yourself because you know you will not actually punish yourself if you do not stack up, but you can tell yourself, if I do not achieve X thing by Y date, have failed, and I will feel shitty if I fail. Well, yeah, I used to handle it that way. I don't handle it that way anymore. I don't beat myself up anymore. I fail constantly. Everyone fails constantly. Failing constantly doesn't make you a failure. I look at it this way, and this is the way you should look at it too. The more any individual human being fails regularly, okay, the more effort they're making towards their future success. People that fail more are actually not failures. The people that are the true failures are the people that don't even try. If you don't even try, you're automatically a failure. I don't want to call anyone a failure, but the people that are failing are at least trying. And when they continue to fail, they're learning more as a stepping stone to success. That is all the fear you need when you are doing something shitty and unpleasant that will take a while and there are no wins in sight. Fear is your only motivator. Yeah, you got to face fear head on, but fear should not be your motivator. Your purpose is your motivator. Your purpose is what defines you, what you enjoy doing for people, to help people for free without any money. That's your purpose. Your purpose doesn't involve money, but you can make money through your purpose if you believe in yourself and you keep on putting content out there like I do, sharing your purpose. And in the long run, you'll gain more support and it'll become more monetarily sustainable. But fear, is not a good motivator. And I believe this person is saying the same thing. And I don't know if I fully agree. He's saying scare yourself. I mean, if it's a motivating factor to jumpstart you, I can understand that to a certain extent. But you don't need to scare yourself as a motivating factor. You just need to have a purpose. Your purpose will carry you through. Number 6, transcend yourself. Okay. ODN says, what are some things they could think of to motivate themselves while they're working out? What are some things they can think of? I don't really think you need to think of anything when you're working out. That's a time to release tension and stress. Put on some music and just, don't think of anything. You want to clear your mind and set yourself free, ODN furthermore says, yes, they need some vitamin D. That definitely makes sense. Oh, absolutely. I get vitamin D every day, right? And I used to take vitamin D3, 5,000 IU supplements, supplements. Yeah. I don't take them anymore, at least right now, because I don't need them. I'm getting out in the sun every single day. Number 6, transcend yourself. The only way you can tough out doing shitty, unpleasant things is, and there's a typo here, by removing yourself from your emotions. Right. That's a good point. And you know what? Unfortunately, it works the same way for women, even though women respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. Your emotions are going to make you or break you. And I hate to say it, ladies, it's the same for you. So, yeah, I mean, you've got to set aside, like for me, when it comes to all this trolling bullshit on YouTube I've been dealing with for 6+ years, and even currently, it's not as bad, but it's still happening. And I'll share more about that during the second part of the show. But I've removed all of the emotion from all the trolling because I've learned to deal with it. When I was first hit by it 6+ years ago, I was brand new to being a full-time creator on YouTube. I was brand new to trolling. I didn't even know what trolling was. It upset me. It made me wonder, why are people this way? Why are they doing this? And over the years, I learned why people are doing it, how to not let it affect me, etc. Right? I removed the emotion from all this because let me tell you, what fuels the trolls is you allowing them to get to you emotionally. If you allow trolls and haters on YouTube or any social media platform to get to you emotionally, you lose and they win. Bottom line in the story. Besides that, if you don't allow them to get to you emotionally and you can contain your emotions, I lost my shit a few times on YouTube many years ago, and I said some things I shouldn't have said, right? And I learned my lesson, right? But for the last 3 to 4 years, I've contained my emotions and it started to turn things around. Yes, I did a lot of damage letting my emotions, or allowing these people to let my emotions get the best of me, right? Like I allowed these people to get to me emotionally. I snapped. I said some things that, have played a big part in the setbacks of my business and my reputation and my brand. But I learned a lesson from it and it made me stronger. And I learned to understand that, hey, when you lose your emotional self-control, you lose it all. When you lose your emotional self-control, you lose it all. You got to keep your emotions in check, guys. And that goes for women too. It's much harder for women because, you're ridden by your emotions. But even for ladies, if you want to be successful at a business or be successful at your purpose, you can't let people get to you emotionally. You cannot let your emotions run you. You got to run your emotions. This one is kind of hard to explain. I just did a good job, but let's see what they say. But think of it like this. Mopping a McDonald's floor is miserable, but if you were listening to a good podcast, you would be able to do it no problem because your emotions are fixated on something more fun and engaging than the actual mopping. Yeah, it's like you said earlier, ODN. What should these people be thinking about when they're working out? Don't think about anything. Clear your head. Put on some music, right? Put on some like fast-paced music that'll help you move to the beat of the music, and it'll make you feel good too. It'll kick in those endorphins. Now imagine you could transcend yourself like this for every shitty thing. When lifting, instead of thinking about how much it sucks to lift weight, think about some higher goal or thought or idea that transcends the emotion of lifting weight in that moment. Please let me know what you think. Also, I have a blog, www.woujo.com. Yeah, check it out, woujo.com. I really like what this guy said here. Now, I'm not going to read any of the comments because it's not really even worthy reading the comments here. A lot of people don't really understand how good this is, how well it was written. Like, this only has 3 comments. Like, I just cannot believe, and this was 4 years ago, so it's still very relevant. This could be relevant in any era, right? This is well written. This is one of the most important things for any human being to read, right? But it only has 26 thumbs up, 3 comments. And I don't know how many people have seen it. I don't think Reddit shows the amount of views. But people will see something like this and they'll be like, oh, I don't need self-help. I don't need to waste the time reading this bullshit. I'm already, good where I'm at. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. I used to think the same way. I used to think, let me go back to full screen and I'm going to take a break and then come back with the second part of the show. I used to think the same way. I used to think the same way regarding something like this is not worthy of my time. I used to think personal development was a waste of time. I used to think Tony Robbins and anyone else teaching self-help, personal development is a scam. I ate my words when it changed my life in my late 20s, early 30s, and even more so in my later 30s and early 40s. Personal development, folks, has changed my life. If it wasn't for personal development, there's no way I would have started my coaching business out here 6 years ago. There's no way I would have been creating content out here that I've been creating at the level I've been creating it. But I understand. I understand the people that discredit and think that personal development is a scam and people that teach it are scammers and stuff. I get it. I used to feel just like you. But I am telling you, give it a chance. Give it a chance for 2 weeks or a month. I challenge all of you out there that discredit me, don't like me, or don't like personal development, whether you like me or not. Come over here and spend a month, 2 weeks to a month legitimately. Don't pay us any money. Come here for free for 2 weeks or a month. And participate normally. And if it doesn't change your life, then you can call me the biggest loser on the planet. But you got to give it 1 month, and you got to truly participate. Because the moment I started to truly participate and be open to self-help, personal development, it started to change my life, and I've been hooked ever since. It's made the absolute biggest difference in my life. All right, we are at 54 minutes. That didn't really take too long. That was pretty long, but that didn't take too long. All right, I'm going to cue up some royalty-free YouTube music here. And take a 7 or 8 minute break. And then come back. And I'm going to go over the second part of the show, which is join Don and I here instead of mean YouTubers. I'm going to be talking about, I hate to do it, but, I'm going to address some of the trolling and hateful stuff that's been going on. It's been low key, but it's still happening, right? And while it's been low key, it is still happening, and it still is affecting me. And it's funny how a lot of these people are targeting my supporters. They're trying to target my supporters either behind my back or by tagging them in on YouTube postings. And it's rather comical. We'll share more about that during the second part of the show. But let me finish queuing up that royalty-free YouTube music here. All right. Music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for about a 7 or 8 minute break. And then when I get back, we're going to go over the second part of the show. Rally up the troops. Stick around. We'll be right back. we're back. We are back, and we are just going to scratch it and get right back down to business. Welcome back to the show, everyone. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, live on Coach Eli 2, authentic live streams, the most positive place on the internet. We keep it positive, but we also keep it very raw and real at the same time. I'm so glad you could all join me here today. If you missed the first part of the show, go back and check out the replay. We were talking about you must be disciplined to reach success. Discipline is the most important thing, well above and beyond motivation. You need to have motivation. Yes, you should be motivated, but discipline is the key factor. So check that out. Lots of great, valuable information there that'll help you accomplish whatever it is that your heart's desire to accomplish. Now, during the second part of the show, we're going to be talking about join Don and I here instead of mean YouTubers. One more time, we're going to be talking about join Don and I here instead of mean YouTubers. Before we get back to it, we're in sync. Let me make sure that my audio is still rolling well after the break. Is the most important thing, well above and beyond motivation. You need to have motivation. All right, all is rolling smoothly. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. So what do I mean when I say join Don and I here instead of mean YouTubers? There are a lot of mean YouTubers on this platform. I'm not just talking about any one or two or three particular people. Okay. I'd have to say probably half of the YouTube creators are mean. They create content that's controversial. They like to poke the bear. They like to instigate fights with other YouTubers as their content and, create content from conflict, fake instigated drama. I've said it time and time again. It's the truth, right? And I've removed myself from all of this. All I'm doing here is basically a reaction video sharing my thoughts. I'm not upset. I'm not feeding into anything. If you want to call it feeding into something, whatever, you're entitled to your opinion just like I am, right? But at the same time, I also say the only opinion that really matters is your own. And if you live by that rule, the only opinion that really matters is your own, you're going to realize that when you're dealing with these people, it all boils down to them just being insecure, them just being unhappy and miserable. And I'm going to go over another Reddit posting here in a second. Before I get into some more community type of content, I'm going to give you some real examples of what I've been dealing with lately. Those of you that have been following me for a while know I've been dealing with this for a while, but I want to share with you folks clearly what a lot of these people are still doing, even though they've said that they're icing me out. A lot of these people have said, Eli, we're icing you out. We're icing you out. And you're not going to get the same amount of views and you're not going to make the same amount of money and blah, 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 right? Yeah, my views have gone down a little bit, but partially that has to do with it being summertime. Everyone's views go down during the summertime. But are they really icing me out, or have they just found another way to try to accomplish the same thing they've always tried to accomplish? They want to try to get me off of YouTube. They're trying to discredit me. They're trying to prevent my growth, because once Don and I, my girlfriend Don and I, grow well past these people, they're not going to have any more control. And the thing is, they have a large audience of Coach Eli haters that love it when they trash talk me. Now, in the past, these people have paid lots of money for Coach Eli content, but like I've been posting lately on my community walls, I've been saying, look, the Coach Eli haters aren't even paying as much for the hate content anymore, because all it is a regurgitation of the same thing. And they're tired of it. There's nothing new, right? But they keep doing it because, one, they're getting paid by a sponsor to do it. And two, these people, they don't even really hate me. There's a lot of jealousy in what I do out here and the way that I live my life and the happiness that I have. And they're projecting that. So before I get into some actual examples from these communities on YouTube, let me go over to the browser screen again. And I want to, this is a shorter posting here. This won't take that long. I want to share something here that's going to give some supporting documentation to what I've been saying for a while. It's not just me saying this, so these people can't come back and say, oh, Eli, you're saying we're projecting, that we're miserable. And no, you're just a loser, Eli. You're a phony, Eli. You're a fraud, Eli. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Call me whatever you want to call me. You've said that many times. How many more times do you have to keep saying it? Right? Oh, we're going to keep saying it until everyone leaves you, doesn't support you. We're going to keep on doing this for as long as you do it for the rest of your life. Okay. Well, then I'm going to call you out every now and then and make people aware of what you're actually doing and make you look more pathetic than you already look. And eventually we'll find more good people like we have here right now, like Tia and Sandra Palacio and Queen Helen Casey and many others. And eventually these people are not going to be, they're not going to be fair weather supporters like some of the people I've had here lately. And I'll share more about that. I'll share more about that in just a little bit. But let's go back over to the browser screen here. This is from the subreddit r/podcasting. And the title of the original poster is How to Deal with Negative Comments on YouTube. One more time, how to deal with negative comments on YouTube. And let's see here. Normally, I only have one or two, and most are positive. It just bothers me. If you don't like my podcast, just don't listen or comment. Same thing with me. It used to bother me years ago when I first started doing this, but not anymore. And I'll say the same thing. If you folks don't like my coaching content, if you think I'm a phony, a fraud, or whatever you think I am, just change the channel, right? There's a reason why the people don't do it on my end. I'll share more about it in a bit. Primarily, they're getting paid, and they're trying to deny it because if they don't deny it, it'll make them look worse than they already do. But that's the reason. It bothers me if you don't like my podcast. It just bothers me if you don't like my podcast. Just don't listen or comment. I don't understand these people. There's nothing to understand. They're immature, pathetic, weak-minded people that are projecting their insecurities. They're miserable and lonely people. You aren't paying. I am the one who pays, travels, and makes efforts and share this with public for whomever would be interested. Right. These are the people, like I mentioned in the first, Reddit posting, that you need to avoid. You need to just ignore these people. You need to just not let them bother you. Just laugh at them in your head and move on. I talk about it every now and then because they're great examples for coaching purposes. But these brats are entitled. Of course they are entitled. They're very fucking spoiled and entitled. And a lot of them are primarily millennials that think they have the right to trash talk anyone on the internet and exploit people and steal their content and do other stupid shit. Right? That's a character flaw in these people. It's a character flaw, in my opinion, regarding the entire generation. Now, not every person in the millennial generation is a part of the stereotype, but more than 50% are, and that's a pretty large, staggering amount. They don't even give a constructive feedback. What they do is they attack you below the belt. They attack you as the person, not what you're talking about, right? They do what are called ad hominem attacks. These people are one big fucking huge ad hominem attack. just attacking, oh, your voice, oh, your interview is not great or inspiring, because they're miserable fucking clowns. That's the bottom line. They're miserable, lonely people that have no other content without you. You are their content. You are their life. You are providing these people oxygen. They need you for their oxygen or they will die. Bottom line. I know it is BS. It absolutely is BS. It's pathetic. It's more than BS. It's pathetic. Since I received offers based on what I do, I acknowledge that I am not perfect and always in constant quest for learning, but these comments are just annoying. I block them. I don't know what is your experience. I block these people too. I'm not only hidden them from my YouTube channels, I've also Google blocked them from being able to associate with them at all on the platform or deal with them on the platform at all. These people can't even effectively tag me in anymore, right? You got to block them and move on. The only reason why I talk about it is because it's part of my content. It's part of my coaching to help people that are dealing with this. And there are many people out here on YouTube dealing with this. Let's read the comments here. These are pretty good. I'm not going to read them all. I'm going to read like the first three, and then I got to get into some, or I want to get into some of the community stuff that I'm going to be talking about. The Zal podcast says, you can delete comments on YouTube. You can also ban the people. You can hide the user from channel, and you can Google block them too. Generally speaking, my rule is to allow critical comments so long they're not clearly in bad faith. Well, here's the thing. What you're saying in other words is allow comments where people respectfully disagree. It's not about disagreeing with what's being said. It's how people disagree. Are you disagreeing respectfully, or are you attacking below the belt? Okay? If you come out and say that someone's opinion is based on the fact that they're a liberal sack of shit, which is what they call me, and then homonym attack, right? But if you come out and say, hey, Eli, I saw your stream. I really don't agree or like what you said. Tell me more on why you would say that, or, blah, 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 right? But that's not what these people do. They attack your character. They character assassinate you. And then they try to use that as cringy drama content, fake instigated drama content, using content from conflict that they created, right? And then there was a deleted account that said, just delete them if they're not being constructive. Life's too short and the internet too filled with vile to give people your time and attention. That's true. And I don't give them much of my attention. If I'm going to respond to what these people are doing at times, as an example, I'm not giving them direct attention. I'm just, sharing thoughts about dumb things that people do on the internet. They happen to be a part of that. Now, here is the posting, or here's the comment that made the most sense. Albino Platypus 913. Looks like it's a female avatar. This was very well written. This could be a posting on its own. Here's some ways to think about it. Firstly, anyone who hates your content and takes the time to comment, you have undoubtedly wasted more of their time making them watch your video that they apparently hate and write a comment than the amount of time that you have dedicated to reading their comment. Right. So these trolls and haters are investing more time to create their hate and attack you than it takes, for you to just sit there, read their comment, and delete it or block them, right? Additionally, all comments are helpful to your video's performance in terms of the algorithm. So now, not only has this person wasted this time watching and wasted more of their time complaining, but they're also inadvertently helping you in a small way. Absolutely. A lot of my trolls and haters have helped me grow to a certain extent. The problem is it was growing with the wrong audience that was never going to be sustainable long term, which is why I want to get rid of all these people, because It doesn't matter if I temporarily grow with their drama audience, because when I go back to my regular content, they're not going to be around. If you're targeting your content to a specific group of people, more so primarily positive people that are open to help, suggestions, and change, and you have negative people trying to infiltrate you, it's just not gonna pan out. I agree, you should delete them, says ODN. Thank you, brother. Thank you. So in a lot of ways, just by getting their engagement, you've already won. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then you call them out as example purposes, or for example purposes on in your videos or live streams, and it's great content for other people to learn. And it triggers them more because you're calling them out on the truth, right? Here's some more thoughts. People who go on YouTube and leave mean comments are idiots. Boy, I couldn't have said that any better myself. I'm going to give you a big round of applause. People who go on YouTube and leave mean comments are idiots. They are sad, lonely, miserable people. Let me read that one more time. I couldn't agree with you anymore. They are sad, lonely, miserable people. They are sad, lonely, miserable people. One more time, because that is the key to all of this. They are sad, lonely, miserable people. I've been dealing with sad, lonely, and miserable fucking people out here on YouTube for 6 years. And some of these people, they have not changed. They have not learned to become a better person in 6+ years. They've actually gotten worse. And they're grown-ass adults that should know better, right? Anyone who's worth even 5 seconds of your energy isn't wasting their time engaging with content that they hate just to make some snippy remark. They're projecting their insecurities and their misery onto you. I mean, what an absolute waste of their own time, energy. It is, but they're so miserable and no one wants to be around them, so they have all the time in the world, so they fill it with hateful comments because no one else wants to be around their miserable ass, right? These people are sad idiots. These people are sad idiots. That's great. And their opinions should mean very little to you. It means nothing to me. The only opinion of myself that really matters is my own. And that's the way everyone should think, right? Opinions are just opinions, right? That's all it is. Again, the only opinion of yourself that should really matter is your own. If you live by that rule, none of this will bother you. Or they are 12-year-olds, in which case their opinion is also not particularly valuable to me. Right. No, the thing is, the people that are coming at me are pathetic, miserable, lonely, grown-ass adults in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and older. That's what makes it even more pathetic, is grown-ass adults doing this. Right? Give me a second here. ODN, it is a good idea to make an example out of them. Absolutely. Absolutely it is. ODN, it absolutely is. They're the perfect example, actually. Last thought regarding the actual content of their negative comments. Negative comments are one of two things. Either they are completely off base. That is true usually. For instance, on my YouTube videos, I talk about crappy movies, and the most common comment I get is, it is just a movie. It is not that serious. The comment is inherently hypocritical, because if they actually don't care about movie in question as they are claiming, then why would it be worth their time to watch a video about it and leave a comment defending the movie they claim to not take seriously? It's because they're jealous of how good of a YouTuber they are. They're jealous of your capabilities, and they're projecting onto you because they're miserable. That's it. You're right. I'm making a comedy video. Like, the whole point is that I'm not taking it seriously. They're the one taking it too seriously because they're miserable and they have too much time on their hands because no one wants to be around miserable fucking people. It's the truth. It is. Give me a second here, please. The other type of comment is one that makes a genuine criticism. And these are actually super helpful. They are. If anyone criticizes genuinely, if you even respectfully disagree, I respect that. It is essentially free notes. If these bug you, it might be because the criticism has some validity to it. And if that's the case, you can make adjustments on future videos to avoid these issues in the future. Right. Alternatively, you might disagree, in which case it's just a misplaced criticism. The commenter might just have different sensibilities than you, so be it. Yeah, everyone's different. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, and that's all it boils down to, is a matter of opinion. I don't care if people disagree with me as their opinion. I care about how they disagree, respectfully or not. If you disrespectfully disagree, you're out. Let me see. Alternatively, you might disagree, in which case it is just a misplaced criticism. Oh yeah, I already read that. The commenter might just have different sensibilities than you, so be it. Well said. I have nothing more to add to that. It's well said. Anyway, bit of a rant. But that's how I handle criticisms. I say leave the comments there. If anything, it just makes the commenter look foolish. And sometimes other people might respond to the comments, which gives even more algorithmically valuable comments. Engagement is engagement. The machines can't discern whether it's good or bad. Well, Google's gotten really good at discerning a lot of stuff. But here's the thing. The only comments I delete are hateful and trolling comments. If you disagree with me respectfully, I don't delete those comments. I delete comments and I remove people from the channel, hide user from the channel and ban them through Google. Google blocked them as well. That troll, hate, or use ad hominem attacks. If you're going to respond to what I'm talking about, whether you agree or if you disagree respectfully, your comments will stay up. If you're going to attack the character of the creator instead of the content, then that's an ad hominem attack. Okay? Stick to the topic at hand. Stop trashing the creator and saying, oh, this guy's a loser. You know, he doesn't have this, doesn't have that. Blah, blah, blah. Stop it. That has no relevancy to what creators are creating. What has relevancy is what they're talking about, and is it helpful? Or is it entertaining? Or does it have some other type of value proposition, right? All right, so let's go back to full screen here. Wonderful. Now, ODN says if you give a psychopath genuine criticism, it's like it's not someone's job to hold your hand. They will make it their life's mission to try to mess with you. Because that's all they have, ODN. A lot of these people that we've dealt with, they've tried to create real content like I do, and they get no traction. Now, here's the thing. I don't have a whole lot of people here right now. My active audience can't always be here, and my active audience is less because the active audience I had was store-bought by Silicone J.O., somebody that's paying these people still to come at me, right? So, what else do I have to say here? Okay. Join Don and I here instead of mean YouTubers. My girlfriend Don and I have seen a lot of good people respond in frustrating ways to other hateful content creators out here that we've dealt with in the past. Now, I've blocked a lot of people out here, but not everyone is blocked. Like, there's this group of women out here called, it's a true crime community. There are men and women creating true crime content in the true crime community, but there are way more women. It's just it's just flooded with women, and that's fine, right? But a lot of these women, they get caught up in drama because there are male drama creators or other female drama creators that infiltrate the true crime community, or even other creators that are in the true crime community have turned their channels into a drama channel and are bringing down other creators and sucking them into drama, through their true crime channels. And so the true crime community, as it became more of a drama-centric community where primarily these women are trash talking each other, and then you have a few men that pop in, like some of these guys I've dealt with, recently here. I'll just mention one. It's all good. It's Jamie with the Legion, right? So this community now has been dubbed the Krama community. Krama is a hybrid of true crime and drama. So you take true crime, drama, Krama. I'm like, wow. When I first heard that, like about a year or so ago, I'm like, what the fuck is Krama? Someone explained this to me. And then they explained what I just explained. And I'm like, this is dumb shit. This is the dumbest shit ever, right? Now, to you ladies out there are many of you ladies out there that are being antagonized to get a response. I want you to understand, to the ladies out there, and there are a few men, but it's primarily more so ladies that Don and I have seen, where you have a content creator, like, let's say the Legion, for example. Him or other people in his group will make a posting or make a video and poke you, right? They'll put something out there that they know is going to trigger you, right? And it's something typically that rides the line of what should be said and put out or not, right? Like a lot of these people, a lot of these creators are very good at riding the line because that's what gets you to react, right? So you ladies in the true crime community are, in essence, being played for content. That's all. You're being played for content. And the more you respond emotionally and make videos, you fuel these creators to keep doing what they're doing. You also fuel their pocketbooks, because the sad part is these creators have a group of women that support them. And these women that support these creators that are attacking you innocent women in a fake instigated way. They're doing it just to get a reaction, to use you as content, to exploit you for content. And they're not necessarily even trying to hurt you. They just need anyone, to provide their content fix for the day, to the point of where their audience will donate, right? And again, the sad thing is that these creators have an audience of women that are okay with a male creator bashing other women or pretending to bash other women in a fake instigated way and exploiting these women for content and donations, right? It's like one big hypocritical cycle, right? So to you ladies out there, and I'm not just saying this about Legion, there are many people that do this. The Legion's a great example because I've dealt with them for a while. And I got a few more things to say about you, James, because, you're back at it again. And you're not talking about me through your main channels, and neither are your people. A few people, that you're associated with are poking a little bit here and there through their community walls. We'll get to that in a little bit here. I may have to take one more break before I get to that because I need to, this is going to go a little longer than I expected. But to those ladies out there that are tired of being attacked, that are tired of being instigated, provoked, right? And how they provoke you. They'll talk about your kids. They'll say, "Oh, I have your docs information. I can dox you." They'll do all this dumb shit that they really will never do. They do that as a way to stir up your emotions so high that you explode by responding to them in the video that they're going to use as their next piece of content. You don't have to put up with that. You don't. Come over here to Coach Eli 2 and also subscribe to my main channel, Coach Eli Elias Melas. Start off here, Coach Eli 2 Authentic Live Streams. Come over here and participate on the live streams. I will welcome you with open arms. I will introduce you to my girlfriend, Dawn. Don't listen to what these people are saying. We're good people over here. We may not have the biggest positive, active audience because there are a lot of people that have been coming at me for years because they've been getting paid to come at me. Initially by one sponsor named Brian, and then a couple years ago, Brian left, and then the Silicone JO person took over pretty much, right? ODN, I'm telling you, he has a crush on you, broski. You remind him of the good old days. Well, I don't think it's that, dude. I think he feels that if I become more successful than him on YouTube, it's gonna make him look bad in front of his people, or it'll make him feel bad. I think James feels good for the last 5-6 years and still currently to be making more money than I've been making out here. Now, I've made other money in other ways, right? But when it comes to YouTube, he's made more money than I have. And I think that's something that makes him feel like he has a purpose. And I think the truth of the matter, ODN, and other people can actually comment in the chat. Not in the chat. If you're not here live, you can comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. I think that if he backs off to the point of where Don and I grow this to the point of where we have 50K, 100K subs, and we're making, 2 to 3 times what he's making and even more down the road, it's going to make him feel like he no longer has a purpose. It's going to make him feel like less powerful, right? Like less worthy, right? Now, I think he can create his own stuff. I'm not trying to come at the guy. I'm just putting myself in his shoes. And if I was doing to me what he's doing to me, like if I was doing what he was doing to someone like me or me, why would I do it? That's the only logical thing I can come up with. That is the only logical thing I can come up with. So again, I think for as long as he remains to make more money on YouTube than me, it makes him feel more worthy and like he has more of a purpose. The moment that I surpass him, or Don and I surpass him, it's going to trigger him internally. And I really hope that it doesn't. And I really hope that, he's not really living that vicariously through my life or lack of success or success, right? But that's what I think it is, bro. That's just my opinion. I think it's a strong opinion and a good opinion. But anyway, we are at 1 hour and 39 minutes, and I got to take one more break. And then Dick Drive and Thrive, how you doing? I still need to get back to you. We're gonna end up doing that show eventually. We're gonna end up doing some content. Do me a favor, Gig Drive and Thrive. Can you do me a favor? Can you send me an email, please, and let me know the questions that you want to ask me? If we're going to do this pre-recorded, I want to know the questions I'm going to be asked in advance so I can be prepared for this. Because I haven't worked with you before, and you don't do the amount of content that I do, and so I want to get a good feel of what direction you want to take this. So please email me with the questions that you want to ask, and we can get this going sometime later this week or next week. I got a few more things to talk about, share some examples of what's been going on. I'm going to do that after the break. ODN says, I think I think he's a germ, and he would be trying to sink your ship the whole time out of jealousy. I've been watching him do it to you for years, and I've been watching him do it to other people for years. I think when it comes to me, like I said, ODN, as long as he continues to make more money and gets more views than me, he feels like he has a purpose and he's more successful. The moment it flips, it's gonna mindfuck him because I don't know, for some reason he's comparing himself to me. And as long as he stays ahead of me, that's what I think it boils down to. That's just my opinion, dude. But anyway, let me take one more break here. All right. Oh, yeah. I know what I want to take us off to the break doing or playing. By the way, folks, as a reminder, there's a 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. Gig Drive and Thrive. I honestly didn't have a set type of questions. I want it to be more of a conversation than an interview per se. I think you'd be happy with the general direction I'm planning on going. So can you at least send me an email and tell me the general direction you want to take this conversation? You got to give me something, dude. I mean, are we going to talk about the sky being blue? Are we going to talk about Biden and Trump? Are we going to talk about Coach Eli haters? Are we going to talk about being on YouTube for 6 years and not being as successful as I should be? I mean, give me a little, give me something. You know, we can have a conversation, but obviously you have an interest in collaborating with me on this, which is great. No problem. It's a good thing to do. It's a great way for both of us to grow. But send me an email, let me know, and then we'll go from there. He wants to wear your skin. Maybe so. I don't know, dude. Oh, the end, maybe so. All right, folks. We'll be back in about 7 or 8 minutes. Stick around. We'll be right back. Ethan Mixel Double Helix. Here we go. right, we're back. We are back. We are back live. And we are just going to scratch and get right back down to business. Welcome back to the show, everyone. We're going to get right back to it because I still have a lot to talk about, and I want to get this done in the next 20 to 30 minutes max, and then hopefully get out for another walk, a walk with purpose. Tentatively happening probably about an hour and a half or so after we're done here. We'll be done by about 4 Pacific, which is 7 Eastern, and probably around 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, I'll be doing a walk. All right. So many of you that have been following me for a while know I've been dealing with, I don't know if I want to call it a hate group, a drama-centric entertainment, fake instigated drama group that the creators involved intentionally go around YouTube and intentionally antagonize people to get reactions, and then, use those reactions as content and incite donations from their audience that loves to, watch that type of content. And what's made it even more sustainable, as long as it's been sustained for, is they've always had a sponsor that pays them large amounts of money to create that content, because those sponsors have what these people have called in the past, and I'll call it the same thing. They have a hate boner for me. Right? It's like a love-hate relationship, whatever it is, right? And a few weeks back, one of the main groups that's been coming at me for a while, led by a guy named Jamie, who runs a group called the Legion, it was found out that he was the one that was running the Coach Eli, group of channels, like Coach Eli, and then CE2, CE3, CE4. He has like 2 CE3s channels. CE3 is short for Coach Eli, okay? And then he ended up making a posting saying that Coach Eli has left the building, blah, blah, blah. I've tried to, give people information about this guy, and, it just doesn't seem that people care, and blah, blah, blah. CE has left the building, right? Okay. Well, next thing you know, last week, it was the resurrection of the Coach Eli channels. The main channel has 2 copyright strikes by me, and then I think CE3 has 1 copyright strike. But what James did is he rebranded these channels and called them the Coach formerly known as Coach Eli, and the Coach formerly known as CE2, the Coach formerly known as CE3, the Coach formerly known as CE4. He's got like 4 or 5 of these suck accounts. I don't think so, in the end. I don't think so. But anyway, you're entitled to your opinion. That's all good. And so he started posting again on these channels under the rebranded name. He created some very professional looking logos, right? So I know it's James that created, the channel art and all that, right? Let's see. He definitely owns those clone channels. Of course he does. It was proven by me weeks ago, right? And he said he's going to ice me out. His entire group said they're going to ice me out, and they haven't iced me out. They've just moved it off their main channels because they don't want to be taken down on their main channels, right? James has somehow been able to avoid being removed for circumvention this time around for like 4 months or so. The channels he has right now have lasted longer than the others. He's got one monetized channel where someone else is allowing him to use their Google AdSense account. Thank you, Gig Drive and Thrive, for your email. 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. I'll check it out later, but I'll get back to you ASAP. Thank you. We're going to make it happen at some point. But yeah, a lot of these channels, the reason why they're still happening is because even Jamie mentioned this, Silicone is still contributing, right? So we still know that Silicone is paying James and other people within the Legion. We also know that James is paying, another creator that goes by the name of Tiff. He's also paying JB. Silicone Jo is paying a lot of these people because Silicone Jo has one big hate boner for me, and I don't know why. I don't know, why Silicone Jo needs to keep paying people to come at me to feel better about himself. It's a pretty pathetic thing, right? I mean, yes, maybe he needs tax deductions, to pay less taxes, whatever. I can understand that aspect, but I mean, what is it about coming at me that makes him feel better about himself? What is he lacking within himself that makes him feel the need to pay people to come at me, right? That's the $1 billion question, right? Okay. But here's the thing, what these people are doing that does affect me. What they're trying to do is they're trying to effectively show that I'm banning people that are paying me money, right? Why am I banning people that are making large donations to me and purchasing membership packages? Well, I'll say it once again. These are fake, instigated, store-bought supporters. These are fake monetary supporters. What I believe happened, I don't have proof, but when you use logic and reasoning and deductive reasoning, right, it would make sense that in order to try to paint me as a bad guy to keep, to prevent my channel or my channels from growing, right, they got to concoct something that makes me look bad. So, hey, Tia, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. Great to see you here. So, remember, 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out on the in-studio streams. Oh, let me also make sure that the sound is still good. I forgot to check after the break. People that are making large donations to me and purchasing membership packages. Well, I'll say it once again. So in order to probably stay compliant regarding Silicone's request, this is the only reason why I think James would continue to post on those channels. And I did make some community postings regarding that. Hey, dude, if you keep putting stuff out there, I'll flag anything possible. And I will. It's just not right. So it looks like James put those channels back to hidden. He'll probably unhide them and hide them every now and then, right? But anyway, that's not the point. The point is these people are trying to make it appear like I'm banning legitimate supporters that are buying memberships at large dollar memberships and giving large amounts, super chats, super stickers, etc., right? And again, these people, I have reason to believe they were paid by Silicone Jo and given money to fake donate to me to build fake credibility, to also then get mod wrenches and then be able to sabotage my channel while I'm not looking and ban people that are not mods when I'm not on the air. You can go back to live stream replays and do that to people that are not modded, right? And the reason why I believe these people were fake supporters is because I've seen them trash talking me in other channels. I've also looked at, their behavioral pattern of how they follow me. It is not a normal pattern of how a normal supporter would follow someone. I look at what they say and how often they say it, and I can tell when a pattern is faked, right? Okay. It's very easy to see that, right? Now, the latest person that I removed is Jigwalk, right? And Jigwalk, I removed Jigwalk because I was suspect of him being a troll for a week and a half or so. No, it has nothing to do with another creator. that made a posting saying that Jigwalk's a troll, and then the next day when I ban him, or the day after when I ban him, you think I banned him because of your posting, then you say, oh, I was just kidding. I was just kidding that Jigwalk is a troll. First of all, your opinion is irrelevant to me. And no, you were not kidding. Now you're just saying the opposite to stir up the pot, because you're also being paid by Silicone J.O. And I don't care if you are or aren't. I'm not accusing you of it. I assume highly you are. Because one day you're saying one thing and the next day you're saying the opposite. Whatever suits the agenda of the group you're a part of or whoever's paying you or whatever. I don't think independently you would be doing this because it's not a productive use of your time. So next thing you know, Jigwalk comes in on my Walking with Purpose stream yesterday under the Jigwalk2 account and says I was banned, blah, blah, blah. So I banned him right away. Then he comes back in on Jigwalk3. Typical troll response. When someone gets triggered that's a troll for being caught, they come back on multiple accounts. Someone that is legitimately supporting that got wrongfully banned would email me or reach out to me in different ways. And that's not what Jigwalk did. What Jigwalk did was create two sock accounts, Jigwalk2 and Jigwalk3. Okay? And then, on top of not sending me an email, he puts a community posting on his sock channel. And why did he do that? Because that's all part of the plan. Jigwalk is either Jamie or Silicone J.O. or someone from that group. Okay? It's all part of the plan and scheme to make me look like I ban even my best supporters, so that way no one supports me. That's what they're trying to do. And I'm not stupid, and neither are the people that are here, including Tia. We're not stupid to not see this, right, Tia? Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? So instead of emailing me, remember, he came in on two sock accounts, Jigwalk2, Jigwalk3, a total troll move. When someone is banned for actually being a troll, they get triggered and come back on sock accounts, Jigwalk2, Jigwalk3, right? And then he makes a community posting, and next thing you know, Jamie shares that on the coach formerly known as Coach Eli 2 channel. Shared at Coach Eli 2, which, I didn't see your tag. I went to the channel directly. I didn't see your tag because I have you blocked. He shares Jigwalk's posting and says, when will you be a man and accept you were wrong? I'm not wrong. If I'm wrong about something, James, I'll admit I'm wrong and move on. This is a trolling technique to discredit me for doing the right thing. Jigwalk was paid by Silicone J.O. to come at me or to low-key troll me, right? Or it was one of you guys, you, James, or Silicone J.O., and the reason why Jigwalk bought a $2.99 members only chat package is because that's the cheapest package. He also gave a $2 donation. He also said his wife has a degree and works a good job. And he's saying that I can't afford to donate anymore, which is fine. I don't care if you donate or not, but if you're going to come out and say I can't afford to donate anymore, and then next thing you know, like, he's there on every single live stream for the most part. So when is the guy working, right? Next thing you know, every time I would finish my walk, the moment it would go to a replay, he would comment and say, great stream. He was trying to build credibility. Odie, and I noticed he talks to himself a lot with different troll accounts. Right. It's Silicone J.O., dude. Silicone J.O. is just a big, miserable clown loser. Bottom line, right? So here's the long-ass community posting that Jigwalk wrote to me and tried to tag me in and wouldn't let him. At Coach Eli 2, at Life Coach Eli. Hi, Eli. I'm not mad at you for being suspicious and blocking me. Well, you're pretending to not be mad because if you got mad, then you would be definitely proving that you're trolling, but you are trolling. I was going to send you an email, but I will just post this here in case anyone is interested in my thoughts. No, you posted it because you knew that the sock accounts that Jamie runs and Silicone J.O. run, which is, you're probably Silicone J.O., Jigwalk. You wanted to share that to try to paint me as the person that bans, reasonable, decent, high-paying supporters. When the truth of the matter is that you guys were all paid to do this. You guys were fake supporters. Okay? So I did nothing wrong. You could have emailed me, dude, but you didn't. You put a posting because you wanted, the people to share it, to try to make me look bad. All a setup, dude. I'm not falling for it. I don't understand why you would block me because I comment too much and only have a $3 membership. I mentioned why I did that. It's not the fact that you only have a $3 membership. It's your actions. It's the way, it's what you were saying. It's how often you were commenting. You were way too invested too quickly. You had way too much time on your hands. For someone that's working a full-time job, you had way too much time on your hands. Yeah, when he writes a novel, it is usually a giveaway. You can tell it got under his skin. Of course. Silicone J.O. can't stand the fact that you can't troll me, dude. I'm untrollable. Okay? Why did you even have a $3 tier if you were going to hold against me for being a member? I didn't hold that against you. I held against you the fact that you're trying to play me and troll me. Okay? It was what you said, how often you said it, right? And a lot of the things you said don't make sense. You're saying I can't afford too much right now, and then at the same time you're saying my wife is educated, she has a degree and works a good job. That contradicted the fact that you don't have money. You have enough money. You're Silicone J.O. You are. I was actually going to upgrade to a higher level. Bullshit. You're just saying that. You're full of shit. Higher level tier soon. And I thought I was supporting your engagement by commenting so much. No, dude. You're trying to validate your trolling and discredit me. It's not working. You could have just asked me to comment less and I would have done that. No, you wouldn't have. You're full of shit. And why would I ever ask someone to do that? I'm not going to tell people how to behave. You have to choose how you want to behave. You have to choose how you want to behave on your own. If you were suspicious of me for some reason, you could have easily just removed my wrench. I never asked for it in the first place, and I only used it for hiding some obvious trolls in your chat. Well, you did that to build credibility. You're trying to pretend to do the right things so you can further your troll. And here's the thing. Some trolls get off on the fact they do this thing called buddy trolling that I've heard now. Some people get off on the fact that they can pretend to do all the right things even though they're trolling. And then behind the scenes, you guys are laughing. Oh, Eli is being played by Jigwalk. He's saying all the right things just to lead Eli to believe he's real, but he's really a troll, right? Stop it, dude. You're not fooling me, dude. You decided to give me a wrench because someone blocked me twice and you wanted to stop that from happening again. I appreciate that. Yes. I understand that. That was Christina, Real Talk Christina was doing that because she used to have access to Dennis Jerome Jr.'s channel. But now she's gone, so it's all good. They were blocking anyone they could that didn't have a mod wrench, so you were just chosen out of the blue. And at that point, I was not suspect of you being a troll. It wasn't until the last week and a half or 2 weeks. You got banned and you got a mod wrench like 3 weeks ago or a month ago. So I'm talking about the last week and a half to 2 weeks. Everything's become more suspect because my level of support started to go down. People like Lucy stopped donating as much because Lucy's a troll. Lucy is Silicone J.O. Okay? And I appreciate that for getting the wrench. ODN, yeah, he's trying to copy certain techniques he's learned from someone else because he's a copycat. Well, Silicone J.O. has been trolling on the internet for years, dude. And he uses money to control people to get what he wants, which is pathetic, right? I get that you have to be paranoid and suspicious. I'm not paranoid. I'm just doing what I need to do to protect my channel and to stop you guys from trying to discredit me and take me out. You guys are trying to take me out by discrediting me with all this bullshit, and I'm just calling you out on it, so shut the fuck up. I'm not paranoid. You see the words you're using? Paranoid? It sounds like it's coming from, like, Jamie. Like, this could be even Jamie as Jigwalk. Jigwalk could be Jamie. But I think Jigwalk is more so silicone. ODN, Tia, anyone else that's here, do you think Jigwalk is Jamie, silicone, or someone else that silicone was able to get to and pay off? What do you guys think in the chat? Curious to know. I get that you have to be paranoid and suspicious about everyone because of how much you get trolled by so many people. Oh, dude, you're saying all the right things. Here's the thing. Part of buddy trolling someone is knowing them so well and knowing what not to say, so that way you don't get banned. The problem is, Jigwalk, everything you're saying is too perfect in the ways I want it, right? So the problem with you, Jigwalk, is you basically were behaving in the absolute perfect way I would want someone to be on my channel, which is impossible. Nobody can behave that way. That's just a standard I set. But you were trying to come off so perfect in alignment with what I want that you're a phony. Definitely sounds like Jamie to me. Yep. Yeah, Jigwalk is Jamie. Yeah, it has to be Jamie. Yep. And Silicone is paying him to do this. Because Silicone, Jamie's not making any actual content on me or rebroadcasting me, so this is what he's doing. And somebody just came in here right now, triggered, and the spam filter caught them, and I hid them before it even hit the chat. No one saw that but myself and other mods. You're the sicko, by the way. I'm not asking you to unblock me. I'm never going to unblock you. You're a troll. Because I am fine with your decision to not want me there. You're playing so nice on purpose to try to paint me as wrongfully banning a good supporter, which you're a troll. I banned you because you're a troll. That's the bottom line. It is your channel. You can choose who you want or don't want. That's true. I don't want you around because you're trolling. I think someone just paid, says Tia. Okay. It does not make any sense because I thought we were cool. Cool about what? Your name is Jigwalk. I've never seen your face. I don't know your name. I don't know your first, last name, and I don't know your face. You're a troll. Your name is Jigwalk, and you don't show your face. So how can we be cool? I don't know who the fuck you are. You could be anyone. The only reason I did a few clips was because I remember you a couple of times mentioning you wish some other clip channel would have kept going. So I thought you wanted someone else to start doing clips. Do what you got to do. You did that because that was part of what you're getting paid to do. That was part of your troll. Or that was part of you trying to look real. When you implied you did not like my clips, I removed them and told you I would not do it again because I did not want you to think I was doing it for the wrong reasons. My intentions were never to troll you, even though sometimes my joking personality could come off that way, so I don't blame you at all for being defensive. Dude, you wrote a book here on your community wall, and you're supposedly a happily married guy with a wife that has a degree and has a good job, and you have minimal money. Like, what woman with a degree would be with a man that only has $2 to $3 of disposable income to donate? Dude, you're full of shit, dude. You're absolutely full. If you think Jigwalk is full of shit, put a 1 in the chat. 1 minute delay between what I say and what goes out. My intentions were never to troll you, even though sometimes my joking personality could come off that way, so I don't blame you at all for being defensive. I never said I am currently working, and in fact, I am currently unable to work, which is why any monetary situation is very limited. Oh, okay, so Now you're saying that you're not working, but you have a wife that has a degree and is working. I did do gig apps for a while, but I currently am unable to drive, but I hope to get back out on the road at some point. So you did gig jobs. You're not able to work, yet you have a good wife that has a degree and a good job. So is your wife taking care of you, or are you just full of shit? How can you be so invested then take being banned so well? Right. Do you see this? Tia, this is horse shit. All these people are just trying to discredit me. Everyone that's been banned here has been banned for good reasons. You can't fool me. Then he goes, I did say my wife works full time because she does, and I am very grateful that she does. Oh, does your wife take care of you? Does she wear the pants? Is she the head of the household? Is she the man in the relationship and you're the woman, Jigwalk? What a load of garbage. Like, this is the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen on YouTube. This is the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen. Ever. Crock. I never said she makes a lot of money because her pay is not that much, but her benefits are good and we need the health insurance. So you don't work. You used to work gig jobs. You can't work or drive right now. And your wife has a degree and has a job that doesn't pay her much, but it has great health insurance. TS has won. ODN is definitely James. He would have shown his face by now. Yep. A lot of her money is going to helping some of her family who are in need. Oh, okay. So now you don't work. You don't make any money, right? You don't work. You don't make any money. You used to work gig jobs, but you can't drive now, so you can't even do that. Your wife has a degree, has a job that pays very little money, so you folks have very limited income. And then you say a lot of her money is going to helping some of her family who are in need. How about take care of you and her first? This is the biggest crock of shit I have ever come across in my life. I screenshot this. This is absolute hogwash horseshit. Boy, I'm glad we got rid of this guy, Tia and ODN. What a load of garbage. Why would you use that against me? Because you're a fucking liar and you're trolling. I don't know, because everyone's situation is different. Well, that's true, but you're a fraud. You're not even a real person. And you of all people should be able to accept that. I'm accepting the fact that you're a fucking troll, a miserable clown troll that pays people. This is Silicone. I think it's Silicone J.O. Could be James. I think it's both of them working together. One is funding it, the other is writing it, or they're working together on it. That comment just blew at says Tia. Yeah, I know. What a load of crap, man. What a load of crap. Jigwalk, you're full of shit, man. You always say that money is not the most important. I need to make money to survive. This is my business, and I have the right to run my business here without you guys fucking buddy trolling me, like you call it, and without Silicone J.O. paying people on sock accounts to donate large amounts of money to me, then back off. And then when they back off and I notice their pattern has changed and I realize that he was paying people to fake support me. So then when I ban them, then he comes at me and other people come at me and say, oh, look at Eli, he's banning real supporters again that pay him lots of money. No, I'm banning fucking trolls that are store-bought by Silicone J.O. That's the truth of the matter. ODN. It's worked. Sorry, it's worded the way James would say it. You can tell by the way he wrote it. He uses certain verbiage. Well, you know him better than me, dude, so maybe it is him. So maybe it's James playing the role of Jigwalk and then sharing his own posting onto his, he's sharing his own posting from one trolling sock account to another. How pathetic, man. Really, James? You're going to go through all that to satisfy Silicone J.O. paying you? What a load of shit, man. Oh, my God. This is ridiculous, man. This is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life. Let me see here. You always say that money is not the most important thing, but it seems like you gave me the boot because I'm not able to donate more to you. No, I gave you the boot because you're fucking trolling, dude. I didn't give you the boot because, listen, money adds up. Even $3 a month adds up. If I had 1,000 supporters at $3 a month, that's $3,000 a month. It's not about the fact that you're only paying $3. It's the fact that you're a troll. And I'm not going to keep trolls around for any amount of money. I don't care if you donate $100 a month to me. If you're trolling, I'll remove you. I don't accept dirty money, bro. You said I only donated $2, but I gave $10 at least once or possible twice, and 2 or 5 a couple times. Why would you be upset if I gave 2? Sometimes a small donation gets the ball rolling and can encourage others to donate. And that did actually happen once after I donated only $2. Dude, people are not going to donate based off of other people's donations. I mean, it might motivate people to donate, but like, what are you looking for validation, dude? That's not masculine energy. What kind of validation are you seeking? Are you seeking a pat on the back? I thank everyone for their donations at the time they happen. Odian, it is very pathetic. He also leaves comments to himself all the time. Yep. I was actually in the process of selling. Listen to this, Tia and Odian. I was actually in the process of selling some personal belongings for other personal reasons, and I was planning on using some of that money to raise my membership tier and make a few bigger donations because I was really wanting to support your mission more. What a crock of shit, dude. So now you're going to be Mr. eBay or whatever. You're going to scrape up. You're going to put in all this effort to sell shit from your garage or something out on eBay, and you're going to take some of that money to upgrade your membership to $4.99 or $9.99 and then to make larger donations. You're full of shit, dude. Dude, this is, and honestly, if you're being legitimate here, then you've got other delusions of grandeur going on in your head. Like, there's something wrong with you, dude. If this is real, dude, which is not, then you're more messed up than I am. And I can't understand how any woman would put up with a husband like this. You're full of crap. I only created the Jigwalk 3 channel today just to let you know in your chat that I thought, well, you came in on Jigwalk 2 first. And then when I banned Jigwalk 2, you came in on Jigwalk 3. And if you want me to do this, I have a lot of sock account links that James and other people have used in the past. I can go through all my sock account links from the past and see if they pop up as Jigwalk. I bet you, because see, that's what people do. They change their channel names with the same channel ID. Don't make me do that, James. Don't make me dig deep. I don't want to have to do all that work. I will if I have to. I only created a Jigwalk 3 channel today just to let you know in your chat that I thought what you did was unfair. You're a fucking troll, dude. Well, I have more to say, but it's all good. What more do you have to say, dude? Dude, you wrote a book. Like, you're really, really disturbed, dude. But it's all good, and I don't hate you for being paranoid and suspicious. I'm not paranoid or suspicious. I know for a fact you're a fucking troll. Because I realize what you have gone through for so long. You do, because you're the one that's put me through it. You're one of the people that's put me through it, so shut the fuck up. Take care and good luck with your channel. What a load of crap, dude. What a load of garbage, right? Tia, now he's really trying hard. It's sort of sad to think like that. Yep. No one would behave in this way. No no normal human being outside of YouTube that's not trolling would remotely come close to writing something like this. This is pathetic, man. This is the absolute most pathetic thing I've ever seen in my life. I had to talk about it. Wow. And then that woman on the other side there was saying that she was kidding about the jig walk thing, right? She made a posting that the coach formerly known as Coach Eli 2 shared again, right? Now let's read the comments here. Jamie's Corner. You are infatuated with me. For some reason, you can't stop talking about me. I thought you were going to try to ice me out, but you're not icing me out. None of you have iced me out. You've just gone kind of low-key sock account, the low-key sock account route, right? To protect your main channels, right? So she responds here and says, it is hilarious that he removed his poll about who supports him and Dawn. Everyone chose Dawn. That's why he took it down. No one likes you, Eli. No, you chose Dawn not because you like her. You guys don't like Dawn or myself. You guys don't like Dawn, but you guys will support anyone besides me. The only option you could have chosen there was Dawn. You weren't going to choose that you support me on my own, and you weren't going to choose that you support both Dawn and I, because that includes supporting me. So instead, you used deductive reasoning and chose Dawn because you wanted to try to make me look bad. You guys, the trolls, skewed that poll. I set you up. I created that poll because I knew you guys would skew that poll. I knew you would trash talk it and give me an opportunity to call you out on your crap, and I did. ODN says he always writes novels like that, and he does have delusions of grandeur. It's really creepy. Yeah, he does have delusions of grandeur. He does, dude. Absolutely. You nailed that one a long time ago. And then somebody says, LOL, are you kidding me? Now that's funny. I absolutely support Dawn over him, and I don't even like her. So you don't like Dawn, but you support her? You support Dawn over me, but you don't like Dawn. How come you don't like Dawn? You told me in the past you liked Dawn. Were you lying to me? Like, honestly, what is wrong with you people, man? Then Jamie's Corner says, yep, he sure did. He pulled it because he didn't win. He only got 2% of the vote. Dawn got the rest. I don't care if my woman beats me at anything. I love my woman. I'm not in competition with my woman. And she's not in competition with me. We are a team. I put that poll out there because I knew what you folks were going to do. You're going to skew that poll and you're going to trash talk it. And I called you out. And I'm showing how much more pathetic and miserable and unreasonable you folks are. ODN says, when the fruit flies cuddle him, it just makes him look desperate, and he doesn't respect it. They have a better chance by doing what his past ladies did to him. Okay. I get what you're saying, ODN. Jamie says, well, I reposted it. Repost it all you want, Jamie. I don't give a shit. I'm not ashamed. The poll was skewed by you folks. Sparky Malarkey, you're pathetic too. You're a sock count. So he took the poll down because she won? Nope. I took the poll down because I got what I wanted. I got what I wanted. You guys skewed the poll and you trash talked it, and now I'm using you for content. Tia says she fell for it. It's obvious that poll would not be correct. Right. Absolutely. They all fell for it. They all fell for it. I played them. And then Jamie's Corner. Yep, that's his narcissism. No. If anyone's narcissistic, it's you folks, because you're pathetic. You guys just can't leave me alone. You have no content without me. None. Axel says, he's showing you who he really is. Believe him. What am I showing you? That I'm smarter than you and calling you out on your bullshit? I'm showing the world that you folks are a bunch of misfits that are immature, insecure, mentally and emotionally unstable. You guys are miserable fucking clowns that live out here on YouTube. You have nothing better to do. Jamie's Corner says in response to Axel, exactly. He's done it many times. Jigwalk is no different. Wake up, Jigwalk. You've seen him do it to so many others. Well, you're speaking to Jamie there more than likely, either Jamie or Silicone J.O. I'm not sure yet, but I'll probably lean more towards ODN. It's probably Jamie, because I don't think Silicone J.O. would write that long of a novel. Jamie would, especially if he's getting paid by Silicone J.O. to do it. Jamie's Corner says, Axel, now Eli will say we got to him and he's now on the payroll. Mark my words. No, I don't think Jigwalk's on the payroll. I think Jigwalk is the payroll. No, Jamie, I don't think Jigwalk is on the payroll. I think Jigwalk is the payroll. Get out of here. ODN says, I think Moon is going to be his next girlfriend. I thought it was going to be Amber again. I guess not. I don't know. I can't keep up anymore. I don't care. And before I go off the air, get your final questions, comments, concerns in the chat. We're going to be going off the air in a few minutes, folks. I think I have time to do a walk. Yeah, I'll be doing a walk soon after the show shortly. I put out a community posting stating that the Nothing But Stupidity channel is working alongside with the other group, right? And I'm reporting that channel, right? And then somebody that I banned commented and said, I took a screenshot, where can I find this Silicone J.O.? I would like to get on the payroll, please. This is the absolute dumbest stuff I've ever seen. Anyway, folks, I got to get going. We are at 2 hours and 32 minutes. Great show. A Walking with Purpose stream is coming within the next hour and a half or so. Probably going to be around 8:30 or 8:45 p.m. Eastern, 5:45 p.m. Pacific. I want to just say this one more time very clearly to the people out there that are being antagonized on purpose with fake instigated drama, and you're responding, getting upset, and giving other people more content. You have other options. Don and I welcome you over to our world over here, where we're raw, we're real, we're honest. We will never attack you. We will never use ad hominem attacks on you. We will never go at you in real life, okay? In the past, these people have said, I've gone real life. All I've ever done is protect myself from people that have gone real life on me. I will not go real life on people. I will not dox you. I will not do any of that crazy stuff. That's what they want to lead you to believe. This is a safe place here. We've got some great people. We've got Tia. We've got ODN. We've got Sandra Palacio, my girlfriend Dawn, Queen Helen Casey, Alex the Beer Master, Dion, Sifu Smo, and many more good people and growing daily. Come over here. Get away from the drama. Become a part of some positive content. And I'm not even asking you folks to support us. If you want to, you can. That's up to you. But I'm not even asking you for support. Come over here and get away from all the trash. And give yourself a break from all the craziness. And have some positivity in your life for once. With that being said, Walking with Purpose stream coming within the next hour and a half. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.